What it is I do for a living, I make props and costumes. Once you get to the point where you've actually got the thing that's completely finished, it starts to become absolutely a step into another world. If I can make something look like it just walked off the screen, then mission accomplished. Grew up with Star Wars as a kid, so that was of course a huge influence. Anything and everything, science fiction, fantasy, all that sort of stuff. I started doing more and more elaborate Halloween costumes every year, and along the way people start asking me to make stuff for them too. The best way to put it is all of this just sort of started as a hobby that's gotten way out of hand. In the last year, we made things for movies, TV shows, for collectors to be able to hang on the wall. Every time I start thinking I've got a handle on what it is I do for a living, some other project will come out of left field that makes absolutely no sense, but it turns out we've got the tools and skills to make it happen. I found myself making miniatures for bonsai gardens, my line of combat garden gnomes, like all of these things. It's something I never would have expected, but it turns out, yeah, we do that for a living too. My name is Shawn Thorsson, and this is Thorsson and Associates Workshop, my little prop and costume shop here on the outskirts of Petaluma, California. This is definitely where all the magic happens. There's a lot of juggling. I'm never working on one thing at a time. So we've built things that are installations that are in stores. We've built scenic elements. We've built public art installations. We've made things for collectors or fans that you might see walking around at conventions, just all over the board where our work's going to show up next. Right now we're doing some scenic elements for a comic book and toy store that's going in here in Petaluma. It's called Ivy's Hideout.
I wanted to make it a really cool, fun place to come that's different than other comic book and toy stores that you see today.
The idea was if Poison Ivy suddenly took over this room and started growing whatever she wanted all over the place. So we're building a bunch of vines and tree trunks and that sort of thing to sort of theme the space and make it into, her lair. Once we had the plywood shapes and we knew they would fit in place, they were covered with expanding foam. The next step was to shave it down into shapes that were more suggestive of the plants that we're trying to make it look like. Once we've got it smoothed out, the next step will be primer and paint, and that'll be the thing that makes it look real. It's interesting because it's an historical building, so being as old as it is, there's no wall that's straight and there's no corner that's square anywhere. So it's been a lot of kind of just doing everything by feel and by eye, so we have to make rough cuts of pieces and then fit them in place by hand in person, and then go back to the shop and fine-tune things and back and forth. However much time you give me, it won't be enough. I'm always going to find some way of making things better, some way of making things more involved, more detailed, more accurate, whatever the thing is.
It is absolutely fantastic. It ties into who the character is and what she does. I think Shawn and his team did a really great job expressing that, and it's just, I'm so happy. It's so fantastic.
My whole life is really just to be able to do something I enjoy doing with people I enjoy, working with. Got myself at the point now where I've found a really great niche that I can fill, and there's a rare week that I don't end up laughing to the point of tears with the people that I'm working with. It's literally the funniest people I know, and then at the end of it we get to see things on screen or on stage or wherever that we can be really proud of.